Claire, you your name all over it. Actually.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll let you look it up.
Starts
So
with
blinding.
the calendar time. Hello. We started with Mincha Meitzar because Sunday is Rosh Chodesh, the beginning of the new month of receiving Torah, and but also because and those words of Mincha Meitzar show up in Hallel, which we'll sing on Sunday morning. But also the words, the second part of the first verse says, or the whole line says, out of the narrowness, the constricted place, I called out to you, God, and you answered me with expansiveness. And we are also entering a time on the calendar, both in the secular calendar and in the Jewish calendar, that is a time of expansiveness. It's summertime, and our shul calendar is getting like a little more spacious, and school is about to let out for folks in school. Time is getting a little bit more fluid and a little less compressed, which is great. And on the Jewish calendar, we're entering into the months of reading Parshat of the book of Bamidbar, the book of being in the wilderness, in the expanse. And the Talmud, the rabbis of the Talmud ask, why was the Torah given in the wilderness? Why was it given in this space that is just vast, and open. There are many, many, many different responses, but one of them is that we ourselves have to make ourselves ownerless, like the wilderness. We have to make ourselves totally unbeholden to any person, any ideas, any truths in order to really be able to receive Torah. Because I think we cling really tightly to the things that we think we know are true. And this is a time just being able to like, not let go of everything we know and believe, but hold them a little bit more loosely, a little more soft. So I just want to share a quick little story that happened this week. So little background and context. My grandmother, my mom's mom, dealt with a lot of mental health challenges in her life, but towards the end of her life, she passed away in 2019. Toward the end of her life, she was experiencing some delusions, and you know, we kind of went with her on her stories sometimes. She thought that she was getting married to a member of the Bee Gees, and so her caretaker took her to buy a wedding dress and really like amped this up, and it brought my grandmother so much joy. But one of the things that she often said toward the end of her life was that I was a singer on the radio. I was a singer and a radio DJ out of Miami, and I sounded so good. And she said, you know, Lauren's like, she's great. She should really quit her day job. And so we're like, oh, grandma, so funny. What do you know, we thought this was like just total fabrication. We just went with it. So yesterday, Larry was driving down here to Atlanta, turns on Sirius XM radio, and who does he hear? Lauren Henderson, the jazz singer, who's based out of Miami, Florida, where the radio. We had never heard of her, but she's been, you know, making albums for 9 to 11 years. So we're almost certain now this was who my grandmother was. And we listened to her last night, and she does have a lovely voice. So my mom and I just got like a total kick out of this because, of course, my grandma knew exactly what she was talking about. And we just all held our own truths a little bit more lightly in that. So this is an invitation to let go a little bit, to loosen, to find some spaciousness in our beliefs and our stories and our thoughts, and enter into that vast space of the wilderness together. So we're going to turn to the Shalom Aleichem on page 5. Love outdoor Shabbat. I can hear you louder than I can hear us. The sanctuary with all the microphones and sort of the distance between us and the space. And there's wonderful sort of acoustics in this little corner, so I hope you'll, test this out. Let's sing, let's gonna run an eye on stage. Page 16, 4 lines up from the bottom. Like, this so. Page 18, that's 3 lines down, that's the word, Psalms 11:9. One of the many psalms that tells us to sing, in a different word to sing this time. This is a not particular melody. We've done it a few times. I hope you'll sing along with us. Really, my whole joy sitting out here is hearing you. So whatever voice the good Lord has given you is invited. Glad Rafi and Lev are gonna add their voices to our song. All the voices. We're going from the newer melodies to probably, I don't know, one of the many that we say the traditional melody. What's the traditional melody? Here's one of them. Oh, page 20. Oh, man, oh, I don't know. Invite you to rise in body or in spirit or both. Page 21. It's what I know. It's especially nice tonight to be in this gorgeous sun, which is directly in my face, but lovely. Because last night, we were supposed to be gathering with many other members of the Jewish community at a food truck festival. Oh, actually, I would like this. Thank you. That'd be true. I'll go down. Yeah, any minute. No, that's actually. In honor of Yom Ha'atzmaut, that had been postponed from Yom Ha'atzmaut, where it also was rained out, to Yom Yerushalayim last night. So it was not in the cards for this year to gather in Brook Run Park, but I do want to acknowledge Yom Yerushalayim this week. The day when Jerusalem was reunited in the 1967 war. And this holiday has transformed a lot. And it's unfortunate that largely now in Israel, it's most publicly celebrated by the far right in what is often a very triumphalist kind of spirit. But originally in 1967, after the miraculous victory in the 67 war, it was celebrated by all of Israeli society and really the entire Jewish world a time when Israel was at perhaps its most vulnerable. And I always find this statistic so shocking and powerful that 14,000 mass graves had been dug in advance of the war in Tel Aviv because of the number of casualties that that the Israeli army was expected to have to suffer. And in fact, Israel came out much stronger after this day, but the legacy that it is still wrestling with of expansion and figuring out how we hold on in the midst of 67. But I want to even, in some way, if possible, bring back that founding spirit of survival in a state of vulnerability, with which Yom Yerushalayim was inaugurated. And so we're going to sing Anabakoa now, which is also in some way a prayer in a moment of vulnerability, asking God for partnership and accompaniment and untying tight places within us. Find Anabakoa on page 20. Before we move into Lachadeh, we welcome Shabbat a little bit more completely. If you want to pause and think of the folks in our lives who need healing, or pray for them. So if you have people you are thinking of tonight, who need healing of body or mind or spirits, I invite you to rise so we can hear their names and walk us through their names. Really wild seeing the David Cooper and the that often they are 11 under the Yosef and your promos, Gary Kravitz, he's Bracha, Deborah, Chaim Moshe, He's Batfatia, Barbski, Gitlakan Barizal, Fagan Belda, Tinkor, Batilda, Bracha Batana, Lucille Epstein, Lenny Hirschwell, Jim Dell, Ariana Friedman, Andy Feinberg, Monica Hartstein, and Dana Deborah. Melody, we're going to use for Lakado D. We have done a few times now, so it may be becoming familiar to you. I first heard it used for Lakado D by a community in Jerusalem called Sion. And every time we've done it, as is always the case when you do something new, we're kind of like iterating. So, like we try it this way, I'm like, oh, that was a little, that took too long, what if we move things around a little bit? So it will maybe be familiar and yet a little bit different. But you'll catch on. You don't know. Lakado D is on page 53. If I So welcome Shabbat with. Hello. It's good. Love to the newlyweds over here. Do that thing, but someone can do it. I don't know. Dora was here. She could too. Our last psalm for the evening is the Psalm for Shabbat, which is on page. I'm on page 29. So we had always planned on doing a bit of a shorter service, just focusing in on Kabbalat Shabbat, and not davening Maariv together as a community. But especially because this gray cloud is looking darker and darker, I'm feeling good about that choice. So we are, just in case, we're gonna sing Learner's Kaddish now. And so I want to share that this weekend we're saying Kaddish, we're remembering during Shloshim, Esther Ann Zabitz, the aunt of Dan Weinberg, and Mike Clayman, the father of Robert Clayman, as well as the yard sites and this week to come. Amy Singer Hirschman, the great aunt of Giza Berman, Rebecca C. Schreiber, the aunt of Lisa Cohen, Kalman Salpeter, the father of Michael Salpeter, Yehoiachin Elon, the father of Rabbi Joab Eichenberg Elon, Hilda Zalko, the mother of Leon Zalko, Seymour Eckstein, the father of Linda Winter, Michael Lewis Cohen, the father of Mark Cohen, Milton Schleicher, the father of Fran Schleicher, Ruth Ann Harris Khan, the mother of Karen Weinberg, Michael Patiki Miller, the father of Rich Lazarus, Lawrence William Kaminsky, husband of Harry Kaminsky, and father of Gwen Kaminsky, Max Feinenfeld, the father of Richard Feinenfeld, Morton Kahn, the grandfather of Seth Zimmerman, Morton Gelb, the brother of Harry Kaminsky and uncle of Gwen Kaminsky, Barry Siegman, the father of Beth Berger, Francie Messenger, the sister of Marcia Abrams Feinstein, Sheldon Wayne Moss, the brother of Rosa Cross, Marvin Jordan Lewis, the father of Robin Lewis, and Helen Lukowski, the mother of Jake. If one of may all of their memories come for a blessing. And we invite all those say Kaddish to rise and join us together. Join together on page 30. Itkadal, Yisrael, Shalei Raga, Be'alma, Yirach, Yertei, Yamit, Malkutei, the Hayamon, the Lechon, the Hayei, the whole Israel, Tagala, Yisman, Karim, the Yisra, Ishtabak, Yisar, Yisrael, Yisrael, Yisandar, Yisrael, Yislam, Shilin, Yishaber, the Ela, Yisrael, Shirata, Trushakata, the Amata, the Amiran, the Amadi, the Ishlam, the Mishmael, the Hayim, Lady, the Holy Israel, the Ruach, Oseh Shalom, Yirama, Tuya, Oseh Shalom, Aleinu, the Holy Israel, the Holy Shaitan, one makes peace on high, make peace for all of us here, comfort for all Israel, for all humanity, please. Amen. Jason. Hi. Hey, it's not time for it. It's not quite time for Jason. Jason the image. That's true. one of the other wonderful things about doing Kabbalat Shabbat is it gives us a little more space to sing. We don't have to hurry through. There's really no like killer of a spiritual moment, like looking at the clock and hurrying through circling to get to dinner. So it's nice every once in a while just to say, we're gonna do a shorter liturgy. And to give us even a little bit more time, in place of a drash, we're gonna have a song. And we're gonna go back to the Micha Metzar that we opened with. And we're gonna spend a few minutes on it. And hope that we can start with a sort of gentle energy and build it into something more driven and vivacious. Some people really like to sing the same song over and over for a long time, and for some people it's hard. And I want to sort of acknowledge both of those things, and invite you to try. And if you find yourself getting bored, to start drumming while you're singing, or try a harmony. And if it doesn't sound good, you can just stop singing it. Like the ante is very low here. But we really love this melody, and it builds really nicely. And we do need some more stems. So with that, we're gonna return to Micha Metzar.
This is like my second time in my life ever drumming, so bear with me.
Thought that I was gonna make the heavens just open up, but they got to that. Well, now it's time for announcements of Jason's shenanigans. Jason's shenanigans.
I'm not following that, make it a prayer. All right, I'll do some announcements. The good news is, we're just here all in person. People in the digital sphere have moved on, so. A few notes, tomorrow we're having a bat mitzvah here, Lauren Deckelbaum, she is going to put on a show, folks, make sure you were here. I told the family show up about 11:30, it's gonna be funny when we're all done by the time they arrive. On Sunday, although we've closed the signups for the hike, for anybody who still wishes to hike on Sunday morning, you're welcome to. Just reach out to either Rabbi Lauren Sunday morning at Minion, or reach out to Heather Blank. She is charging of that mountain for all of us on Sunday morning. It's about, yeah, it's about a 45-minute drive from here. The hike itself is about an hour and a half round. It's actually pretty. And then
No dogs, but Rocky will be there, so that's extra incentive for you.
no dog, unless you swaddle your dog, and then you can. Then it can work like that. And then just looking at next week, do you want to talk a little bit about Thursday night? No?
No, I do, but what's up? My brain can only work from Shabbat to Shabbat. So Shavuot is coming this week. So we're doing a Tikkun Leil Shavuot, an evening of learning at B'nai Torah. Dr. Amy's going to be teaching. I'm going to be teaching. Rabbi Heller, Rabbi Harwitz from Weber. So there will be blintzes. There will be blintzes. I'm sure there will be cheesecake. It's mandatory. Let's eat cheesecake. Bring your lactate. Although there probably will be lactate. So
What time?
7:30, I believe.
Yeah, so I think the first time.
And you can RSVP on the website. You can bring dogs to that. B'nai Torah lets you bring as many dogs as you want inside the synagogue. No, I'm pretty sure that's true. So, and then
that would end our partnership forever, for sure.
And then we'll have Kabbalat services here Friday morning at 9:15. And then on that evening, we're having a gather outside. It's like this, but even a little more dressed down, if you will. Just grab some food. Those who want to show up Friday that night, we're gonna hang out and chill over here and kind of do Shabbat dinner and some tefillah. We'll do some songs, do some stories. If you have some games you want to bring, do those too. It'll be just kind of a chill outside, hang out with friends, kind of Shabbat. That'll be what happens next Friday night. And then obviously we'll just roll right into back into service that gets Saturday morning. And that's what's going on.
So let me just say like 3 quick little things. I'm running a few little experiments this summer in the spaciousness. I was like, let's fill it with more stuff. So if this doesn't apply to you, it might apply to somebody you know and love. So pass the word along to those who this sounds interesting to. So the first thing is during morning minion, the latter half of June and early half of July, we're going to be exploring different daily Jewish spiritual practices like meditation and chanting, movement, and it won't be a traditional minion per se, more like a kind of exploration. So if that speaks to you, please join us. More info on the website. Second thing is I'm running a cohort for parents of little ones ages 0 to 5. Conversation about the spirituality of parenting, the hard stuff, the delightful stuff, and everything in between. It'll be at my house on Thursday evenings. So if you fall into that, know someone that falls into that category, let them know. It's a small cohort. And then finally, we're starting a group for adults in their mid-30s to 50-ish with 90s trivia on June 10th. So there's a lot of excitement about this. If you want to do 90s trivia, come join us June 10th, and they'll be hot out.
Take us home.
Okay, yeah, I hope you all will stay for picnics if you brought picnics afterwards. We're gonna sing a little bit to take us out. But yes, yeah.
Me and I. Join the band.
I was told to understand.
Dancers, yeah, shakers.
How are you? How you doing? Okay, we were away twice in the last 2 months.
Yeah, you went to dinner. You went home to get dinner.
First to
Yeah.
Costa Rica, got COVID. We enjoyed 8 days out of 12. We were there with the groups. And then,
It's awesome.
Italy, and then we just came back. What's it like there? Well, a lot of people go to Rome and Venice. You know, we decided we didn't want the crowds of big cities. Florence. is great. I've traveled all over. It was my first time. I'm not really, I'm not really interested in a lot of other small over. Yeah, yes, yeah, we did that. Hey. Dave. Oh, was it? How many years is it? My parents, it's in the 30s and 40 years. Oh, my mother passed away. That's right. The only crazy. Oh, yeah, these were not. The other day. Yeah. Because why you don't realize that.
Good.
Someday. Do you really? Oh, that's good. And you are there. Yes. Me and my kid, I went in, well. Oh, really? Yeah. Yeah, I thought that's. Nice place. We'd like to leave the room for now. So. I hope so. Yeah, I had plots up north and then plots down here. That's where my brother.
Your brother is up north? Wait, where is it? Up north?
Westchester County. Valhalla.
Our friends used to
That's
go.
right, you lived. Right.
That down from this, near there, right?
No, we lived in Yorktown Heights. And my parents lived in the Marion.
The married, that's where I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking Tucker Home.
Yeah, that's the other side.
Yeah.
We're on the east side. Westchester. On the Long Island Sound. The others are on the Hudson.
Yeah. Years.
It's funny.
Must.
I
be-
said something to her, it's really hard. It's very, very hard. It's getting worse.
That's what I'm thinking about.
And she's special studies and psychology, things that are going after.
We could teach in Florida.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's much better here than there. Not as bad yet, but
Anyway,
so they,
I think she's only, I think she's 5 years or 7 years she has.
did you know this is a thing?
She's lucky her school doesn't say anything.
I didn't know Georgia was as bad.
It's not as bad.
But she
Just knows it's coming.
Oh.
It's not as bad.
For her, so hopefully she'll, oh, before Georgia follows suit.
You're not kidding. Well, do you have food?
No.
No, I don't either.
It's made for me to eat. But we'd rather see them. Frozen. Go.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. Tell me. Seth is graduating. Okay. So they had the graduation rehearsal. No, they had some programs for the seniors. And she tore out the sign, registered 20 kids. With voting. So I got, did you register yourself? I said, Seth, are you registered? He says, "No." I knew you would get a kick out of it. Get you registered.
So he is going to, right? Well,
But it was so funny. I just knew it. I said, I don't think he's registered. He's not 18 yet, but he's
but they register
17 and a half.
17.
Yeah, and he's hoping 18 next month.
So he will get to vote in 24. We
Yeah.
have a 16-year-old who goes. The other two are already voted. The last one. I don't. That I really, we were on these 2 trips and we were home in between, not for very long, but it's like we were away from all of this. And I have not, it's been a week, I have not gotten back with, even the articles that I read and I get the Washington Post and the New York Times on my phone, I mean, I get the email. And what I noticed is I go through all of the articles and I read the title and I read the beginning of it. And then I pretty much get the general idea and then I don't. I mean, Let alone.
We did not, when we were away, we were away for. We did not watch television at all. There was
And
no
they have
television really
CNN.
to watch. Yeah. And I used to watch CNN. Yeah. So that you get the.
CNN
international news.
international is totally different.
I know it is. But it's something, and it's in English. Right, we used to, sometimes we'd watch it in Israel. Wow.
It's nice to be away.
But we, not watching TV was okay. Yeah. Don't miss the hours. Yeah.
Say Shabbat Shalom,
Yeah.
right by Lauren and Mosey on. Good to see you. Stay well.
You too.
Are you doing okay, generally?
Safer. Oh, I. Oh. Right. Yeah. Right. There. Yeah. So the guy that you found.
Hold on, let me just end this really quickly.
I'd say it's. That makes sense.